So I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently, and I realized Marvel Rivals and Overwatch and all these hero shooters, aren't they just Super Smash Bros? They both have character selectors, where you select your character, and based on their unique abilities, you fight in totally different ways, and you find the character that best meets your playstyle. And it made me think, like, okay, why didn't Nintendo make this game? Nintendo should have made this game a long time ago. It would be so fun to play as those Super Smash Bros. Nintendo characters, but in a 3D Overwatch or Marvel Rivals style game. There's one key difference though, right? In Overwatch and in Marvel Rivals, there's different roles that you play. There are tanks, there are supports, there are duelists or DPS. And who would fill those roles? Because those don't exist in Super Smash Bros. So I'm going to go through each role and show what characters would be in that role, what their attacks, and what their ultimate move would be. Starting with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, he's a brawler. He's jumping on you. He's going all around. Lots of movement. But his ult, it would just be too perfect. He jumps in the sky and starts throwing barrels down, and you have to dodge the barrels. It's just so on the nose. It'd be perfect. King Dedede. Not pictured here, but you know he's got that giant hammer. His standard attack, he's smashing everybody. He's swinging that thing around. And then his ultimate, the hammer grows to an enormous size, and he just goes on a frenzy. Ganondorf, I remember playing this guy in Super Smash, but I didn't really remember what his attacks were, so I had to look it up. It's actually like lightning magic. So imagine like a tank that does like lightning magic. He could even have some ranged moves, and he could just unleash a fury of lightning, a lightning storm as his ultimate attack. That would be a really cool character to play. Wario. Now this might be a bit controversial. You're like, oh, you're just doing Wario because he's a little bit pudgy. But I mean, look, he makes a good beefy tank. You can't look at this guy and tell me he doesn't make a good beefy tank. So Wario, he's just gonna be there in there. I think he's gonna have underhanded, schemes. I mean, he'll do some punching and stuff, sure, but he's also gonna like pull out some bullet bills. That's his ultimate, bullet bill, and just a bunch of traps and just underhanded, devious stuff. Bowser would be fun to play too, because you could, of course, you're gonna be brawling around with those spiky hands of yours, but you could also do a jump on your back and boom, pound him, and then his ultimate move would be so sick. He takes the shell off of his back and whoosh, it goes spinning all around the map, and you just got to dodge it, and it's very deadly. Finally, Dr. Robotnik, Dr. Eggman from Sonic. This guy's not in Super Smash, but he should be, and he definitely should be in an Overwatch or Marvel Rivals style game by Nintendo, because the tech that would come out of this, he would have all sorts of lasers and cannons, and he'd definitely be a ranged tank, but be able to fly around. Definitely could do some cool stuff. What would his ultimate be? It'd probably be like an atomic bomb, right? Like he does all sorts of things, or it could be something with those diamonds where he puts them together and does some sort of crazy fusion explosion. Definitely, I'm feeling explosions for this guy. Next, we move on to our duelist, and first up, Captain Falcon. Dude, I don't even have to say it. Falcon Kick in an Overwatch style game, so sick. And Falcon Punch, Falcon Kick, and then his ultimate move is some insane combo of those where he flies up into the sky and comes down like a rocket, just nailing people. You got your classic Mario. I mean, who wouldn't like to play as Mario in one of these games? You know what I mean? Just your basic all-around character. He's going to do some simple stuff. He's going to be throwing punches. He's going to be, pulling out Goombas. His ult. Now, you're not ready for this. His ult. He eats a super shroom, and he goes crazy. He is glowing psychedelic colors, and he's just moving so fast and beating everybody up. That's Mario. Now, this is a little controversial. You may be like, Princess Peach, like, I don't know, is she really a DPS? Shouldn't she be like a support or something? No. I'm fragging out on Princess Peach. Princess Peach is taking that umbrella and she's beating people up. But her ult is the craziest part, right? Because her umbrella turns into a gun. And she just starts lighting people up with a super powerful bazooka gun. And I mean, think about the costumes, like some like techie Princess Peach and stuff like this. Like, that would be really sick. Ice climbers, bro. Ice climbers would be so fun. You could do such crazy, like, it was such a unique mechanic in Super Smash where you could do like double moves, and if one of them died, the other one still lived. You could have the same sort of stuff. And you guys could do all sorts of crazy movement stuff where you're like ice picking onto stuff and then like jumping on each other's heads to get to high places and just bop around the map. And then your attacks, they're with ice picks, but you can also grapple grab somebody, pull them in, and just go crazy on them. And then, of course, their ultimate attack, a freezing blizzard. Everybody near them turns to ice, can't move. They're vulnerable to attack for like a period of 5 seconds or something. Probably not 5 seconds, that's too long. But you get what I'm saying. Ice climbers would be dope. Pikachu! Dude, I mean, I feel like I don't even have to say anything. We know what's the deal with Pikachu is. Thunder, lightning, running around, climbing on walls. I wish this character was in one of those games already. Like, this would be so fun. And, of course, you're going to go crazy with an insane lightning attack for your final move. So it just writes itself. You can definitely see Pikachu. Marth, man. The thing about Marth that's so fun, I feel like, in Super Smash is that he doesn't just have a sword, but he has movement and explosive slashes. And that exact same thing would be so fun in like a Marvel Rivals or Overwatch style game. And then his ultimate would definitely be some sort of insanely explosive sword slash that just brought people down. But the fun part about Marth, the underrated part, would be the movement. The movement you could do with the sword slashes and the dashes, I feel like could be really sick on Marth. Link. Link is classic. Now, one of the things Link has that a lot of other sword heroes don't have is a shield. So the defense, actually, as a DPS, could be kind of an interesting dynamic that could play out on Link. But the other thing is that if you think about The Legend of Zelda, he has more in his kit than just that sword. Of course, the basic attack's going to be sword, but he's also got a slingshot. He's going to do some weird slingshot moves. And also bombs. He throws bombs, so he can throw bombs every once in a while at you as well. And then his ultimate attack is going to include Navi. And Navi's going to come in, and she's going to do something crazy. I mean, you could do a lot of things with this. You could have people go to sleep. You could have people like take a lot of damage through some sort of like fairy storm, and he's just swirling around with his sword. Maybe some sort of whirlwind. Like, Link has a lot of potential to do a lot of interesting things, but also just be a really solid all-around sort of like sword hero. Mega Man, dude. I haven't thought about Mega Man in so long. I almost feel like Mega Man would be like Penny Parker in Marvel Rivals, where there's, you know, these blasts of but then he also has like mines and little bombs he can put places, and he can throw bombs at the enemy. And then his ultimate move would be he curls up into a ball, and then he goes around with explosive force, attacking everybody, like sort of like a pinball, and like sort of wrapping up into his little armor. Bro, tell me Samus wouldn't be so sick. You could have skins with the helmet, without the helmet, giant cannon on the arm, just blasting people. Actually, probably the cannon is normal on the arm most of the time, but when she does her ult, that's when the cannon grows and goes like kind of like a transformer into a mega mode, and then she just blasts away the opponents in one huge beam that if you're in the line of that, Star Fox, bro, so many Fox players. I mean, the thing about Fox too, right? Fox has a gun, Fox is shooter. For people who play shooter games, you're going to feel comfortable on Fox, except really good Fox players, they're going to be movement kings, because that is the thing with Fox. Those dashes, oh my gosh, that would be so fun to play on an open map like in an Overwatch. Fox would be all about the movement and then tactical shooting. Oh, and I almost forgot his ult. His ult, I don't know why, this probably doesn't make any sense, but what feels right to me is an ult that he shoots out of his gun that's like a gravity ball that just sucks people in, so he can just shoot them, line them up, take them out. Although you could also do something that's like a lock-on, kind of like Soldier in Overwatch, where with his little eyepiece that he has, that activates and it locks onto people and he auto shoots. He basically has hacks for like 5 seconds or something. Bro, I don't care. I don't care if he's good. I don't care if he's bad. If there is a Nintendo Marvel Rivals, I am maining Cloud. I'm just maining Cloud. I'm sorry. Like, swinging that big sword around, it's a dream, dude. Like, to be able to play like Cloud in a game like that would be so fun, dude. And just causing madness. He'd probably play kind of like Magic in Marvel Rivals, where he's just swinging around, he has movement, and then when he ults, he just enters some sort of like crazy form and just starts going faster, doing more damage. His sword transforms, all that stuff. Final duelist before we get into the supports, Ryu, Street Fighter. I mean, you know, this is going to be like an Iron Fist type character in Marvel Rivals or something. He just jumps on people. He flies through the sky. He dashes, and he just punches and kicks you until you are no more. And he almost goes like Super Saiyan in his ultimate. he just gets a burst of energy. He can fly around twice the speed, just going crazy, just punch after punch. You can't even see it. And then you're dead. So that's right. Sonic the Hedgehog. Dude, Sonic would be so sick. First of all, he's got to be fast. He's got to be fast, really fast. Second of all, he's got ball mode. So you charge up the ball, just like in the Sonic games. And you can just dove straight into a team. And then his ultimate allows him to bounce off of enemies. So he can literally go around like a ping pong, just bouncing off all the enemies, doing damage to them one by one by one within a certain area. Sonic would be a lot of fun to play. Okay, this is actually the last one, I promise. Ness. Ness with his psychic abilities. I mean, just a lot of the moves in Super Smash, right? Where he has the lightning move and stuff like this. He shoots little psychic blasts. Would be so fun. And then he could do some sort of psychic explosion from within his body where he floats up into the air and kind of like a Scarlet Witch in Marvel Rivals, where just everybody who is within sight just is obliterated. Okay, now let's actually get into the supports. Starting with Yoshi. You may have not seen that one coming, but Yoshi lays eggs and licks people with his tongue to heal them. So the eggs can be picked up by the teammate to heal, and then he can lick people with his tongue to heal them. And if an enemy gets too close, he has a cooldown where he can swallow them and spit them out as an egg where they're trapped for a few seconds. So if he gets dove, he can protect himself. Then we have Dr. Mario. That's right, Wario the tank, Mario the DPS, and Dr. Mario, a different character just like in Super Smash as a support. And I know you can already see Dr. Mario just shooting out those heals for people, throwing pills at people. Pill, you get a pill, you get a pill, you get a pill. Boom. And then he has a sleep dart, of course, because he's a doctor. Some anesthesia for putting people to sleep if he gets dove. Zelda from The Legend of Zelda. Zelda is a support because of her magic powers and infusion with the Triforce. In fact, her ultimate is gathering the power of the Triforce and doing some sort of like giant Triforce appearance that damages enemies and heals her teammates. And she, casts magic spells ranged to heal her friends. Okay, I know this is kind of an abomination, but this could go one of two ways. I think we could either do Jigglypuff or Clefairy. This is kind of a mix of both. This would be cool as a heal. If it were Jigglypuff, then she could. I mean, I think either Jigglypuff or Clefairy, there could be some sort of song or like light magic, something going on like that would heal the enemy or the allies around her, and then she could also put people to sleep through like a song or something like that as well. And it would be cool to do like how she can sort of go into her sleep and stun people. If she could have an ult that somehow like puts her into a trance that stuns everyone around her, would be really dope. Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. Now the cool thing about Tails is that Tails can fly with the tail helicopter, right? So it can go aerial and probably has some sort of healing gun. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but it just feels right to me. Where Tails shoots down, and when Tails is ulting, they're in the sky, and their gun becomes a rocket launcher, and they're launching rockets down at the enemy team. So it'd be support with a very, very aggressive ult. And then, of course, we have Diddy Kong. And you're like, okay, well, how does Diddy Kong heal people? I don't know how you didn't see this coming. Bananas. Diddy Kong heals people with bananas, throws bananas to heal his teammates, and get this, he can throw peels that the enemies slip and fall on. And he can also climb walls and just be super slippery. So that's Diddy Kong. And then last but not least, Princess Daisy. Of course, Princess Peach's friends. She is a support character, and she heals people through like magic or something. I don't know. Do I need to worry about the details? But she attacks with her golf club just like she does in Super Smash. And her ultimate is a flurry of golf balls that she just chucks at the enemies, and they die. So that is the kit. Honestly, like, how has this not been done? Nintendo needs to get on this, because playing as these characters, like Marvel Rivals has really shown how much fun this could be. And who is better than the lineup of Super Smash Bros? Take a lot of their moves right from that game, put it into a game like this. It would be so fun. So let me know if you agree, you disagree, if you would put people differently, who you would add, who you'd take away. Thanks for watching the video. And if you want to check me out, I'm also on twitch.tv/Whimsic. So thanks for watching. Catch you next time.